Morning, Ghost Gang. What's going on, everybody? Early morning. I was going to do a live, but I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like, I'm not feeling it. Yesterday, I was kind of feeling like a little under the weather. And today, it's finally catching up to me. So if you don't see me around for a day or two, I'm probably sick. Other than that, I did want to get on here and review a Totty video that she did. Totty seems to have a lot of things to say, and none of it is what we're asked. She's not answering any of our questions. She's literally beating around the bush, if you will. So, without any further ado, shouldn't be too long of a video. Let's get started.
Bing, boing, bing. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddy One Skip. So, guys, looks like I've been making the rounds. I've been making the rounds on YouTube, and I'm not even getting any credit. I'm just getting bashed for it. So here's what.
When you say things that you said, I don't know if it's bashing or if you're just getting called out on your shit.
What I want to say. So I have offered to talk to Evil Ghost on any of these channels.
Okay, so let's start off by what she said right there, how she offered to talk to me. She is correct on that. She did state the very first time I tagged her in a post, she did state that she wanted me up on her panel so we could have a discussion. Then after finding out what she said, I clearly stated in my live that there is no way will I be paneling up on Totty's channel at all. No, thank you. I'm good. But Totty, if you want to come over here and have a one-on-one conversation with me, that's fine. We've already tried that, right? You came in the chat, you said, well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it, right? Right, Totty?
Any of these channels that want to have a conversation with me instead of spreading lies about me, you know, I've offered. I'm not going to be yelled at. I'm not going to be.
So you're going to hear that statement right there a couple times throughout this video, that they're lies that we're spreading. But here's the issue, Totty. Those were your own words that we reviewed. So I'm confused. How are we lying when we're playing what you said? Does make it any sense to you? Use your critical thinking, and I think we'll make it through this video just fine.
Cursed at. By the way, Lady K, 4-letter word, that's the best you got. You called me a cunt. I have a question. Why? Because I stood up for Kathy the same.
Probably because you are.
Same way I stood up for you when it came to Watson. Yet.
Okay, let's talk about that. When it came to Watson, so Lady K, I'll have to go back and ask Lady K, what exactly did Totty do for you, Lady K, when it came to Watson? Because the only thing I know is when I came around, Watson was over there still harassing women. Like he literally had like a group of 5 women this dude was constantly harassing. So,
you co-signed the shit with Kathy. Why wouldn't I stand up for the same thing? It's the same thing. So I don't know why I deserved that. But here's what I do know. I've never had calls about domestic violence. I've never had calls about what was it? It's like loud and obnoxious behavior, basically.
what?
No DUIs, no DWIs, no drug charges. I've never had any charges thrown.
So when were we talking about charges? When was we talking about drug charges? When was we talking about any of that shit? From my recollection, the only thing I can remember, Toddy, is us talking about what you said about a grown woman looking like a 12-year-old and how that was cute to you. I just remember talking about that. And we're almost halfway through this video, and we still haven't got a response. You wouldn't even need to come on my panel if you just give us a response in a video. It's that simple. Wild that you're making it out so much more than what it needs to be. You could have came on my panel that night. We could have hashed this shit out that night, and I could have been done and on with you and went back to Bob and watching Bob. But no, instead here I am with you, Totty.
On me. I have done drugs when I was in my 20s, and I was very fortunate not to get caught. That's why when I worked in the jails, my attitude was very much that. The difference between me and a lot of the inmates were they got caught. I didn't get caught. So I've not been somebody to pass judgment on anybody, but I've had a lot of judgment passed on me simply because I stand on a different side than other people. Not
No, sweetheart, you're getting all confused. You're all confused here. You're mumble jumbling around a bunch of shit that nobody cares about. Nobody gives two craps about. Nobody cares about if you did drugs when you were younger. Nobody cares if you have any charges. Nobody's even said anything about that. Somebody might have said, do you have some, maybe you have some skeletons in your closet. Somebody might have said that. But as far as all this stuff that you're talking about now, considering you mentioned my name in this video, I didn't do that. So where is this coming from? I'm a little confused, Toddy. I'm going to need you to explain where all this is coming from. I don't give a rat's ass about you smoking pot when you were fucking 19. I don't give a crap.
Not because I had a relationship that lasted 8 years and because my wife was 12 years younger than me, because if it was a guy.
Well, once again, Toddy, that's not even, oh boy. Multiple people have asked you the same exact question I've been asking you, and you haven't answered them either yet. I've been watching the comments. People have been asking you. If you don't want to answer me, answer them at least. Some of them are your loyal subs asking you. And then you got cockaglers from, areas that they just want to be big crybabies about, ghost is ghost. I get it. I would too if I was you. My point being is just what is all of this? I don't care about the age difference when you hooked up with her. I never said that was an issue. Name one time I said that was an issue. I didn't say that was an issue. My issue was you saying that she looked 12. Do I need to keep repeating it? For crying out loud, Toddy? You're as bad as Watson. You're the female version of Watson. You're so thick-headed and so dirt that you can't just comprehend and answer one simple question. And then we're going to go on and hear some shit about, oh, if I was a dude, I'd get a pat on the back. Well, I'm pretty sure the dude that said he married a 12-year-old didn't get a pat on the back from me.
Man, I'd be patted on the back and everything. Yeah. My wife and I were together for almost 8 years, right? And I left the jail because I didn't want to do that to my boss, because I knew how my feelings.
So here's the thing. I'm going to need you to maybe be a little more professional. If I was your boss and knew about that, I'd probably shit-canned your ass way before. So hopefully it wasn't something like that where he was jeopardizing his livelihood for your livelihood, because let's be honest, that's kind of pathetic at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, if you're going to work in that kind of a job, I think you need to be a little bit more professional than that. You know what I'm saying?
Things were. So you could play this any which way you want, but I challenge you to show me proof that what I'm telling you isn't true.
I'm not saying, oh my God. I one question. I still haven't haven't answered that one question. Whole video. Nope. Nothing yet.
I left the jail. And then a month later, Jen ended up getting out and going to a halfway house. And it wasn't until several months later that Jen and I even touched and kissed for the first time because she was in a halfway house. So I know the relationship.
Again, I don't give a rat's ass when y'all even touched. I don't care. That's not the issue here. I'm going to need you to put your critical thinking cap on right now, Totty. That's not the issue here. The issue isn't when you guys kissed, when you guys fucking other things. I'll try and keep it decent. But like, one question, and you still have failed to answer question. You were in my chat that night. You heard me ask the question then. You've seen it in my comments. You've ignored my comments. You've seen your followers ask you the same question in your comments, and you have ignored their comments or deleted their comments. Toddy.
Her mom knows the relationship. Her late partner knew the relationship. See, that's the thing you failed to mention. Jen and I had been broken up for several years, almost 2 decades, but we were really good friends. But she was with somebody the last 7 years of her life, and I'm sure he doesn't appreciate this shit.
So what you're telling me right now is you two were together after she got out of prison. Sounds to me like you might have been some grooming going on there. And then she got out of prison and she decided, the kitty's not for me. Or she decided, this is weird. I don't like this anymore. I need the pee-pee. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why she attacked AD about his pee-pee, because she's salty at all the pee-pees in the world. Because, you know, I don't think I need to go into any more details. I'm sure there'll be pineapples in the comments.
Right? And I mean, to go after a dead person, how weak can you really be? So I'm happy to go up against any.
Time out here. Who the hell went after a deceased person? Who the fuck? Who did that? Because it wasn't me, Toddy. All these wild things you're saying in here, and I haven't done absolutely any of those. I've just multiple times asked you a simple question. What do you not understand about question? What is the issue here? Seriously. What is, and it's not like it's that hard of a question. Could it be because you can't explain it away, Toddy? Is that a possibility?
Anybody and have a conversation, and you can ask me anything you want. I'm happy to answer the questions. I was in the witness protection program as a teenager.
I don't care about you being in the witness protection program as a teenager. Why do we continue to beat around the bush, Toddy? Answer simple question. I said this because A. That's simple. For somebody that claims to be so fucking smart and so on their game, like, yeah, make my own videos and all this other crazy shit, it's a bad look. It's a bad look for people that know you and you not willing to answer one simple question. Ask them how they feel.
It had nothing to do with me except I was part of a family. That's it. So you could take the stories and put them any way. They're not the truth. The fact that you have to make up lies to give yourself content is ridiculous.
Time out here. I have to make up lies? No, Toddy, that was your voice we played. That was a clip of you saying, said female looks 12 and she looked cute, beautiful, whatever terminology you used. Whatever. Those were your words. Nobody else said that. Nobody else came online and told their life story and said those words. No, that didn't come out of nobody else's mouth but yours, Toddy. Maybe some other weirdo predator creeps on YouTube, but that came out of your mouth, Toddy. So where are the lies? Why are we running around here saying that I'm now spreading lies? Do you see, Toddy? You're trying to run with a narrative. And your narrative is so see-through that it's very easy for me to just sit back and watch you dig your hole deeper and deeper and deeper and let everyone else see who you really are.
So, Evil Ghost, I'm happy to speak with you, but face to face, I think people should see what you look like. You know what I'm saying? See how charming you are.
Toddy, I just said on my live the other day that I'm in the middle of moving. I'm in the middle of moving. So you just chill the fuck out. Boo. I have plenty. I've cammed up more times than you can imagine. That's my face on some AI stuff. I mean, I've got my face all over fucking AI stuff. That's right. My real face. I mean, there's my real face again. I mean, I'm fucking all over the place, Toddy. So this is what a lol cow does when they're backed into a corner and they can feel the walls start to close in around them. They find something stupid because they haven't seen me cam up yet, right? So they're like, oh, he won't cam up. This is exactly what a lol cow does. They think they got some gotcha on me because, oh, Ghost hasn't cammed up in 2 or 3 lives. Little do they know, I cammed up like 3 lives ago. Just go look for it. Because I'm not sitting in front of the camera right now. Nobody wants to see my ugly mug all the time, Toddy. Just like nobody wants to see your flock of seagulls haircut all the time.
Let's do that.
You know what I'm saying? Throw some graphics up on that mug. You know what I'm saying? Throw some, look, I got some smoke, some fire, a fire ring over here. My little logo guy over there flipping you off. Like my name's over there. You know, throw some pizzazz in that motherfucker. I don't want to see the cat hair on your mic. Okay? I don't want to see the dog hair accumulated over 2 months on your fucking mic. All right? I don't want to see your flock of seagulls haircut every time you go live. Okay? I don't want to see this goofy ass door back here every time you go live. I don't want to see this plain ass Jane wall every time. Okay? So, ma'am, you're making yourself into a local. Let's have you cam up. All right, boo boo, I'll cam up. That ain't no problem. Ain't not a thing. But you're going to look real dumb. Real dumb.
Seriously, if anybody can have a civil conversation and you want the truth, right? I mean, you're claiming it's the truth. So I'm saying, well, I'll tell you the truth. I have no problem telling you the truth. It's the same truth that was 20 years ago. It's the same truth that'll be 100 years from now because it is the truth. Guys.
Eek.
You can do a reverse Google search on me and see who I am. I've never tried to hide myself.
So let's listen real closely to what Toddy's about to say. And I'm going to point something out to you, Toddy. I'm going to let you see the error in what you said, okay? This is going to hurt you much, 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 much more than it hurts me.
Never, because there's nothing that's in my past. There's nothing here that would make me afraid for anybody to find anything out. Nothing I'm ashamed of besides regular shit at 62 years old. And you look back and say, that was a dumb move or something like that. But to be on here making up stories and to perpetuate hate when
making up stories? Let's go back and hold on. Let's go back just a minute. Let's re-listen to this.
At 62 years old and you look back and say, that was a dumb move or something like that. But to be on here making up stories and to perpetuate hate when, I mean, guys, I've seen your records.
What was that, ma'am? Did you just say you've seen my record? Well, then you know my record's nothing. You would know that then, Toddy. did you just admit that you looked into me and you maybe found nothing and you feel stupid? So now when I turn around and do what I do, I don't want to hear your clit writers crying, I can't believe Ghost did that. Why would Ghost bring something like that out? Well, Toddy, if it's fair for you to look into me, then it's only fair that I look into you, right? But we still need you to answer that question first, right? So let's go back about 15 seconds. Let's take a real close listen. Make sure we heard it, because I don't want to do something if that's not what you did.
Stories and to perpetuate hate when, I mean, guys, I've seen your records. You know what I'm saying? So how stupid is that?
Huh. Guys, I've seen your records, so how stupid is that? What do you mean, how stupid is that? My record, there's nothing on my record, boo-boo. Maybe a fucking... Dude, it might be on like 20 and fucking driving no insurance or something stupid like that. I was like 20 years old or something. Boo-boo, there's nothing on me. Look, I don't even have speeding tickets, sweetheart. And if I do, I fucking paid them off and forgot about them because they were fucking 20 years ago. This is something you don't understand. I don't have a criminal history. There's no criminal history here. There's no skeletons in my closet that hasn't already been brought out on fucking YouTube. Boo-boo. I've been doxxed a billion fucking times on YouTube. My stuff's all over YouTube. But yet here you are, not willing to answer one simple question.
I'm telling you, let's do a face-to-face. Let's straighten it out. Doesn't have to be all this shit. And Evil Ghost, when you go ahead and clip my shit, make sure that you let your audience know, that, hey, I'm ready to do this with you.
Oh, Totty. So Totty is now stating that the other night, and all my mods are aware of this, I have let them know. Totty's stating that the other night when she came into my live and stated that she wanted a link so she could come on panel to defend herself, she is now stating that I or a mod had blocked her so she couldn't see the link. Well, sweetheart, the joke is actually on you, because we went ahead and thought of that. And what I'm going to do next time I go live, if you don't want to take a link, then we'll go back and we'll look and see if you got blocked or not. Because here's the thing, Toddy. Once I dropped the link, even if I did block you, even if you would have been blocked, guess what? My mods were also dropping the link. So unless every one of my mods in chat had blocked you Google blocked you at the same exact time, that's the only way you wouldn't able to been. You couldn't have seen. You see the link regardless, sweetheart. Me blocking you doesn't stop you from seeing the link, especially when mods are dropping it in chat, Toddy. So now not only are you lying on me, now you're lying on my mods. Now you're saying that the mods block you. The mods block me, which is a lie. A bold-faced lie, and you know it. Another lol-cow move. I was in your chat, but you blocked me. I couldn't take the link. No, you couldn't take the link because you were scared, and now you don't want to admit you were scared because 80 came up, proved you were lying yet again, and you knew. You knew exactly. I told you before I even dropped the link when I knew you were listening. I told you what my question was going to be and what you were going to have to answer, and you did not take the link. You didn't take the link that I dropped. You didn't take the link that probably 10, 15 other people dropped. We can review it. It's fine. You can get caught in 4K. That's not a problem to me. That's pretty simple. You want a face-to-face, Toddy? You got it, girl. I'll give you your face to face. Except, like I said, I will not panel up with somebody that said some crap like that on their show. No, thank you. I do not want to be associated with that. And my apologies to anybody that has been associated with that. I will not be. Why don't you go ahead and email me? bifftannen1900 @gmail.com. That's BIFFTANNEN1900 @gmail.com. You go ahead and email me, Toddy. Give me a roundabout time of when you're free, and I'll let you know, and I'll pencil you in. How's that sound? Even if I'm sick and can barely fucking talk, I'll pencil you in. Don't worry. Because here's the thing. I ain't going to need to be doing much talking. You will be. So you can panel up with me on a show. We'll have a civil conversation. I won't raise my voice to you. I won't call you any derogatory names. I won't be vile. I'll be professional. Sorry. That's a joke from another community. Or as professional as I can be. Panel up, answer the question that you were supposed to answer, and then, if you're brave enough, and only if you're brave enough, and you don't have to do this, this is just a secondary because I know, Totty, I know there's other creators out there that want to ask you some questions, and they're curious about some things. So after we have our one-on-one where we discuss our issues, then if you would like, and I won't say a word, I'll just sit in the back. I even take myself off stage and just leave you and the other person up on stage so you guys can figure your shit out. No muting. One person talks, the other person responds. You know. But here's the thing, Toddy. Take you a couple days and make sure you bring receipts. You better make sure those come with you because you know somebody's going to be asking you. Where's the receipts for that? We need receipts for that. I've got everything that I need. It's all in a nice little playlist of things that you said, Toddy. Not nobody else. Things that you yourself said. So go ahead and email me. Time of when you're available. A date. I'll let you know if I am available that day and that time. And if not, we'll get something scheduled closely to it to where we both have a good couple of hours to where we can sit down and have a normal conversation. You see, I can talk just as calmly and just as easily as anybody else can. You show me that same energy and I show you that same energy. Kind of how it works, unless your name's Watson. Then you don't get that. So just be glad your name's not Watson, Toddy. At the end of the day, you have to understand something, Toddy. I just had one question. I don't want to keep going over and over and doing the back and forth with you because honestly, I think you're pathetic. I think you're sinfully boring, and that's fine. You can think I'm sinfully boring as well, and we can go on about our merry ways. But you not wanting to answer a simple question. And here we are going on what? However many days it's been since we've been asking and still no response? Girl, I'm going to tell you what right now. I see you got some church streams going on. It sounds to me like you might need some church.